Namaste and g'day, all you mystical minds. Welcome back for another video. My name is Chelsea Sonka. I'm a Vedic astrologer, and this is your full moon 12 ascendants and moon signs reading for September 2021, Canberra, Australian Eastern Standard Time at 9:54 a.m. So I'm doing this a couple of days before I'm doing this reading. So let's jump straight in. For Pisces, ascendants and moon signs, this is happening in your first house. Definitely check out the video for the full moon video. If you haven't, the link is in the description, just as a reminder so that you can see what we're going through and also the practical energy application of what's going on at this time. I'll leave the link below that one too. So for Pisces, ascendants and moon signs, this is happening in your first house of the self, your character, you know, bringing up of early childhood issues, health, vitality, personality, fame, and longevity. Wow. So yeah, obviously you're going to feel it this month. So Uttara Bhadrapada, we were talking about in the full moon video, that this is, you know, this is the warrior energy. It's the spiritual warrior coming back into alignment with the heart. And it's the second, Uttara Bhadrapada, the second star of the Purva, where we're talking about this fiery energy, where we're taking action and being mindful of the issues that are going on around us. We're thinking about this Pisces energy of, you know, it's symbolism for the 12th house, this leaving energy, enlightenment, moksha, but we're actually taking action here in our life. So if we're thinking about, for Pisces, ascendants and moon signs, taking action around yourself, you know, thinking about your early childhood, are there parts of the self where you no longer align to those narratives that are playing out anymore, and that you actually want to restructure them, or areas of your own character that you don't feel aligned with anymore, that you really want to be coming back into a heart-centered space, more love and kindness to the self. For Aries, ascendants and moon signs, this is happening in your 12th house of enlightenment, bed pleasures, sleep, expenditures, confusion, sorrow, confinement, loss. So I really do feel for Aries, ascendants and moon signs, this is about a letting go period, letting go of, we're moving into the next phase of life. You know, if there's things that are going on around you, you know, be mindful of the way that you're spending your money as well. What are you spending it on? Is it coming back into your heart? Are you just spending it on random things, or feeling like, is it coming from a fear-based perspective where you feel like you need to do that? Focus on enlightenment at this time for Aries, ascendants and moon signs is going to be incredibly important. For Taurus, ascendants and moon signs, this is happening in your 11th house of friends, groups, profits and gains, sisters and older siblings, goals and aspirations. So I really do feel that all this energy we talked about with Uttara Bhadrapada, that we might see these conversations coming out with your friends or groups, you know, connecting with the heart energy in those groups. Notice that the way that you make your profits and gains, that it's coming back into what is your spiritual mission, and being mindful of that, your goals, your aspirations, what direction are you heading in for humanity, and making sure that it's in alignment with reminding yourself that we are all one, and doing it with love. You know, if you're communicating with your friends or these groups, maybe even your older siblings, being mindful of the opinions that are going on, and have love and respect for the reflection that is you in them back to the self. And remember the Namaste phrase, that the light that shines in you shines inside me. For Gemini, ascendants and moon signs, this is happening for you in your 10th house, career, vocation, house of action, achievements and good deeds. Noticing how this is playing out in your career. Do you feel aligned with your career at this time? This might be a good time for a change. You might notice that conversations that are happening at work are sparking you and wanting to speak up, or feeling, you know, passionate about different areas of your work that you really want to be moving into in regards to what activates your heart energy. And again, like I share in the video, that this particular nakshatra is ruled by Saturn, so it's the latter victory. So sticking to your commitments in work at this time, stay in a heart space and moving in that direction, and you will see the results come through soon, but it won't happen immediately. For Cancer, ascendants and moon signs, this is happening for you in your 9th house of wisdom of the father, gurus, philosophy, religion, long journeys, teachers, higher education, good fortune. So I feel that you might be questioning your teachers' wisdoms at this time, you know, being mindful of teachers that are going to help you come back into the heart, the education, higher education that you're learning. Is it leading you on a path for the greater good of humanity and wanting to support the whole, you know, noticing the wisdom of the father at this time? Do you feel aligned with it? If you have a father figure in your life that is sharing those wisdoms, and being mindful of how we use this energy, because if we go into the shadow side, it can get quite overly passionate and quite fiery. But when we come back into the heart space, it can be quite transformative. For Leo ascendants and moon signs, this is happening for you in your 8th house of longevity, mystical nature, psychic abilities, fears and delays and misfortune, psychology and knowledge. So fear in general, you know, noticing fear within yourself, most importantly, but also if you notice that there is fear going on in your outside world, how can you use this energy of the spiritual warrior to come back into your heart? How can you be more generous and charitable with your energy? You know, take time out to seclude yourself so that you can work on those fears that you're dealing with at this time. Get in touch with your higher self. There's many different ways to do that. You know, I would definitely, if this is the first time that you're hearing about this, you can send me a message. You can leave a comment, or you can, you know, search on YouTube for different ways of accessing your higher self. And I find the easiest way to do it is just sit there quietly, and you might judge it at first, but just clear your energy, clear your aura of uninvited influences, except for your higher self, and then just wait for a message. You know, you don't have to pressure it or have any expectations around it, but just wait, because you will always get a signal that comes through. And being notice of, you know, indifferences in the world around different matter. We live in the world of matter, and how we can come back into alignment with your spiritual and worldly goals. For Virgo ascendants and moon signs, this is happening in your 7th house of marriage partners, you know, love, business partnerships, social nature as well, the outside world. So this is huge. You know, you'll be thinking a lot about what's going on outside of you, and you're really going to want to come back into the heart. How are you communicating with your partners? How are you communicating with your business partner? How are you communicating with people outside of you? And you know, being aware of Maya and having an open mind to see the indifference, and what kind of desires are you wanting to manifest? Because if you're moving down a path where you're feeling, you know, activated with this fire energy that's kind of pulling you away from who you are in yourself, that you want to take stock some solitude time so that you can come back into alignment. So being mindful of this outside energy that's outside of you at this time. For Libra ascendants and moon signs, this is happening in your 6th house of service, detail work, medicine, you know, all these themes that are going on at the moment. Disease, hard efforts, work, debts, even pets is here as well. So enemies too. Being, you know, Venus in Libra, it's a great placement. You know, you own this sign. It's about diplomacy, being mindful of how you're serving the world with this particular energy, coming into alignment with your spiritual mission and your worldly goals in the energies that you're taking, how you're serving, whether it's speaking or actual service. If you're working, I know here in Australia where lots of lockdowns going on, so you might be working or you might be working from home. How are you serving your speech? And when what is perceived as enemy energy, can you send love to that aspect and come back into alignment with the self? And in relation to medicines and disease, we can be seeing big things coming out around this time about that as well. New discoveries. And I love this energy of Venus in Libra because it's this diplomacy energy. So just noticing your thoughts and feelings around different types of medicines and the conversation that's going on there. But remember to take solitude if it becomes overwhelming. For Scorpio ascendants and moon signs, this is happening for you in your 5th house of children, romance, creative intelligence, and wisdom. So yeah, the way that we're creating you know, creativity in general, focusing on your spiritual growth. What is it that you're making at this time? Can you put a flare of the heart in there? Your wisdom energy. I really do feel that it's, you know, yes, it is take time for seclusion and detach from earthly material matter, but just enjoy the creation that you're making, because and be mindful of the shadow side in what you're creating as well. Because I think about, if you're baking a cake, do you want to use the ingredients of love, or do you want to, you know, put some snake poison in there? Because we talk about this Ahir Budhinya, serpent of the deep sea, which is the deity for this nakshatra, that using that energy, which part of the pool do you want to be swimming towards, or the depths, to use that for healing and ascending into the heart. For Sagittarius ascendants and moon signs, this is happening for you in your 4th house of the mother, happiness, home, subconscious mind, and formal education. You may find you're having conversations with your mum at this time, but really I feel it's about taking stock on your happiness. This, for me, I feel like this is a good placement. However, Jupiter has just gone retrograde back into Capricorn, and I should have said that for Pisces as well, being that first sign. But it's about taking stock of your beliefs, you know, what's going on also in the workspace, because Capricorn represents out in the world, governments, leaders, things like that. But really, you know, taking stock of what makes you happy. What are your spiritual desires? What are your worldly goals? And because there's this energy here to defeat and vanquish, do you want to be Gandhi, or do you want to move towards that dictator energy of feeling like you need to control other people to make your desires occur? Because everything is within your control. You just have to ask for it. And are you being it right now? So happiness is so important here. And nourishment of the mother. I mean, the symbol, animal symbol for this particular nakshatra is the female cow. So it's about nourishment. So nourishing your mum at this time can be a really important aspect of this also. For Capricorn ascendants and moon signs, this is happening for you in your 3rd house of younger siblings, brothers, the arts, courage and adventure, hand-based skills, and short journeys. So the conversations you're having with your siblings, obviously, is, you know, be mindful, but also the way that you use courage and adventure. This can be an important time for free speech and sovereignty. And using that, be mindful of the shadow side, come back into the self when you are speaking or creating things with your hands. You might feel to artistically express yourself at this time and what's going on in the world, and make sure that you're aligned before you do it, as opposed to just going in with like a so angry, passionate, you know, the shadow side that can happen here with Uttara. Yes, so for Aquarius ascendants and moon signs, this is happening for you in your 2nd house of money, family life, domestic harmony, your diet, intelligence, speech and writing, and you know, material wealth as well. So I feel that for this, you know, the way that you're making your money, you might be questioning that at this time, that in regards to what's going on in the world. I feel family life conversations could be going on there. Take stock of how you want to be feeling, and any sort of illusions that are coming up that you don't want to necessarily subscribe to. Domestic harmony, and your food and your diet. You know, for my family personally, recently we went started incorporating more vegan practices into our life, because we felt that we weren't really aligned anymore with you know, we were doing all this research on climate change and different ways that we could start helping the planet from our own, you know, home, and the efforts that we're making. And we started to see all this stuff and did some research, asked some friends, and that felt more aligned from the heart for us, as opposed to just kind of doing something because it was easy, or we didn't have the time or the energy to make time or the energy to understand a bit more. So I feel that when you apply this in these different areas of the houses, you can get a greater understanding of what's happening. So that's my reading for the 12 ascendants and moon signs for this month. If you got value from this, you're welcome to like the video. You can leave a comment below. I love reading them. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to see more videos like this, and keep an eye out for the October update of the transits, and also the next new moon video that will be in Virgo, where all of this stuff is going on. So our mind and emotions will be shifting over there from this energy of the spiritual warrior and this fire energy to everything that's happening in Virgo, where I believe Mercury will then be retrograde also, so we'll be into even more finer details. Lots of love, light, peace, and namaste. Big love.